Hello, this is MB Media Affairs. Kindly like, share, and hit the notification bell so that anytime we upload video, you'll be the first to get notification. Today, we are looking at the 2023 presidential general election and the issue arising since the election and all the litigation that followed the election and the stage we are currently. Hello, you are welcome to the program. Thank you for joining us. We are looking at the 2023 general election with particular reference to the presidential election and with focus on the presidential election petition tribunal currently going on in Abuja. The position of PDP and Labour Party that the election was not free, fair and credible. And we are particularly looking at as the litigation is going on, all the plethora of evidences coming from PDP and Labour Party, and with the position of INEC Council and APC's Council objecting to the panel admitting those evidences as exhibit. What is your reaction to that?
Hello, thank you for having me. Looking at the question you just asked about my position with respect to APC Council and INEC Council objecting to admitting the evidence that have been tendered by Labour Party and PDP as exhibit. I think it calls for question because we all know that in Nigeria, going by our legal jurisprudence, that once you have a certified true copy of any document, it is admissible in Nigerian courts. And it wonders a situation where INEC is the one that originated those documents. At the same time, their council is asking the electoral tribunal not to admit them as exhibits. Though they have the right to ask the court not to admit it, and they have reserved their reasons until the end of all the arguments has been allowed by law. But the argument is, we are talking of, for purpose of those that may not understand the nature of document we are talking about. We are talking about Form EC8A and perhaps Form EC8B. Form EC8A is the form that is generated from the unit level. After counting the result from the unit level, the form which you enter the result is Form EC8A. And it is certified true copy of INEC that is given to all the party agents that participate in the election. So a situation where INEC will come to the INEC Council will go to the election petition tribunal and start asking the tribunal not to admit such document as an exhibit is a worrisome situation, particularly as those documents emanate from INEC as certified true copy from the institution of government. So it's a worrisome situation. And if you look at what the manner and way INEC is objecting to all the evidences being tendered by all the two major political parties, the two major opposition political parties, one begins to ask question: is INEC actually a partisan party or an umpire? Because I can understand that even the Labour Party and its candidate has gone ahead to subpoena a correspondent from Channel Television to come and play video of the INEC chairman where he made commitment to Nigerians that actually they are going to transmit election result electronically. There are equally video evidences where Fesok Okoye made such commitments. So we are still waiting to see, after all the argument, the reasons the council to INEC will give for objecting the admissibility of those documents as exhibit, particularly as it emanates from the umpire. That is a big question we are waiting to resolve.
Thank you very much. You have given an in-depth explanation of all the gray areas, and you have tried to demystify all the areas that seem to be vague for our viewers to understand. But another issue is, many Nigerians are asking, is it not better OBI allow the president to be, or is he wise contesting the victory? Is it not better to wait for another round of election and test the popularity? Thank you, as I wait for your response.
Thank you very much. This is a very good question. Though I'm not holding brief for OBI, but I think he has made it abundantly clear that if you must go by the name of your excellency, that the process that brings you to that office must be excellent. I think I totally agree with that assertion, because Obi have said that he's not questioning even Mr. President himself, that he's questioning the process. So for me, I think there is every need for that process to be questioned, because there are so many unanswered questions that we Nigerians will want the election tribunal to resolve. Particularly, whichever way it goes at the level of election tribunal, Nigerians will even want the whole level of litigation to even get to Supreme Court to resolve all the major issues. Because one, the Labour Party and its candidate Obi is contesting the issue of having 25% in Abuja. And it is very good that the court interprets it so that Nigerians will know the position of the law. Because currently, we have heard arguments from for, against, and in favor of whether a candidate need to secure 25% from Abuja, having secured the majority of the lawful votes. So it is neither here nor there. It is better we have an interpretation from a court of competent jurisdiction. So on that ground, I think it's wise we have the case continue. Let us have the court give an interpretation. Another issue is we are looking at election that many Nigerians feel dissatisfied, and if most of these issues are not addressed, it's going to lead to a situation where there will be serious, unprecedented level of voter apathy in the next round of election, because many Nigerians came out to vote because of the confidence they have in the process, and the confidence was as a result of the promise of INEC having received the new Electoral Act that give them the leverage, the liberty to transmit the election result electronically. And INEC have come out openly, severally, to make commitment that they were not going to renege on it, they were not going back, that they were going to upload the election result electronically from the polling units. And that didn't happen. Don't forget that after the presidential election, before the governorship election, Labour Party in Lagos State and even in Akwa Ibom State dragged INEC to court to ask court to compel INEC to obey their own guideline by transmitting the election result electronically for the purpose of gubernatorial election. And the court saw reason with the position of Labour Party in Akwa Ibom and Lagos State, and the court compelled INEC that based on your own guideline, you must transmit the election result electronically both in Lagos State and in Akwa Ibom State. So to that extent, most of these issues need to be tested in courts. And if you look at what transpired in Rivers State, you begin to ask yourself, if all we are hearing from the media space is anything to go by, particularly the revelation of Premium Times and BBC media organization who went to INEC portal to count the result of the presidential election result from Rivers State. According to these two media houses, it is abundantly clear that even the result they have in their portal, the Labour Party won in that presidential election, particularly in Rivers State. Though that is not to say you can use it to generalize the general election. So it is good because from what I understand, Labour Party particularly is not challenging the election from all the 36 states. So areas they feel dissatisfied with the process, they feel shortchanged. I feel that is the areas they are contesting. So it is a very good thing that we allow the process to run through and let us have the court make pronouncement on it. Thank you.
Thank you for the response. Before I let you go, I want you to respond to the issue of violence that characterized the election before the election, particularly the violence in Lagos State and the attack. What is your response to it? And as you respond, I equally want you to look at the issue that has to do with ethnic profiling before the election, particularly in Lagos State. What is your response to that?
Thank you for that question. I think to start with, I will start by telling you that violence have no place in the electoral process. And again, you begin to look at who have the responsibility to protect life and property. It is abundantly clear that the welfare of Nigerians and their security shall be the primary purpose of governance. So at any point in time, the president that goes by the name of the president and the commander of the armed forces have the responsibility to protect lives and property. And when the president does that, he's not doing anybody any favor, but rather he's doing his constitutional responsibility. Having said that, I think it was an issue of the police, the DSS, all the relevant security agencies renege on their mandate, because it is irrespective of who is contesting or who is on the ballot. If the institution of government, like the police that had the mandate to address security threat internally, they were supposed to move in and ensure that if there is any threat to any property, any individual, no matter the political party, no matter the affiliation, they should have arrested and prosecuted. But it's quite worrisome that even after the election, we are not seeing litigation in court, we are not seeing people arrested, we are not seeing people being tried, because for me, that is the only way you can deter people from doing similar things. Because it is only when people are arrested and being tried, that is when you deter people for committing crime. The essence of prosecution trial is to deter people from committing the same crime. So I will tell you that if this thing is not addressed in the next round of election, we are equally going to witness some level of intimidation, ethnic profiling, until the authorities are willing to address it. Thank you very much.
On this note, we come to the end of this program. I will encourage you to like, share, and subscribe until we come your way next time, which is going to be very soon.